All right, and we are live. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? I got another one. Hey, look, Merry Christmas to those that celebrate. Happy holidays to those that don't. I myself, I do not celebrate it, but my son does. So I'm in a, conundrum. However, I've worked it out. I have my time to myself before he gets up. I let him stay up late. So I have my time during the day to give grace and glory all to God. Not grace, gratitude. It's early, y'all. Come on, man. Your boy's only been up for like 3-4 hours, man. Come on. And meditate. But while I was meditating and getting my workout started, so I haven't gotten that deep into my working out. I've only been like meditating and working out for like an hour and a half. Um, Nothing crazy, you guys. I'm not saying this for the content creators that are competing with me, but I do have Soul Tribe out there that actually want to learn something. So for those that want to learn something that's not competing with me, for you people that are competing with me, you're in hell already. So I ain't got to worry about it. You're always my sons and daughters. But just have some weights around the house, or like my friend Moon, he prefers resistance bands, which is better. Um, I've just always had these dumbbells, so I'm just not trying to waste money. But I'm gonna buy more dumbbells and resistance bands. But I never got to use these weights while I was with my ex, and I'm making sure I get my money's worth. But got some dumbbells, man. Just make some time. Like it's not crazy. Like I want y'all to start off like freestyling it. Just you don't have to, because what happens is with everything else, you start overthinking it. Not overthinking it. I hate when women say that. You start making it a little bit more the process longer and drawn out in your mind than it has to be. That's why I'm glad that I figure things out. You just do things at your free will. A lot of certain amount of time to get something done, but don't give it too much structure. Meaning just have weights around, kettlebells, dumbbells, resistance bands if you can, and then throughout the day before you go to work, for those that have to go to a brick and mortar, you're just like picking the weights up as you get up early, get your coffee, and pick the weights up and start just lifting them while you're catching up on news, while you're meditating, while you're reading something or having something read to you. Right? Definitely don't waste too much time on needless anything that requires you to look at the phone. Right? You can listen to podcasts. You can listen to podcasts. I'm not saying listen to mine, because I guess sometimes maybe I might be too passionate and you might feel like you have to fast forward. But there's other podcasts out there that are monotone all the way through that you can learn things from. There's a lot of educational podcasts, and there's people with great life experience that are balanced, that are not trying to shade anybody or anything like that. Just let that play in the background while you lift weights casually at your leisure. Nothing structured. And then, as you're doing this over time, you're going to be lifting them more. You're going to start wanting to lift them in an organized way. But this way, you're building a relationship with weightlifting. This is like part of what my book is gonna not say too much, but it's too many parasites out here, y'all. I want to say more, but there's just so much competition online, and it's not competition because I don't see them. It's parasites and wannabe symbiotes that want to attach themselves to you, destiny swap with you. Celebrities do it all the time, trying to catch trends when they notice them and then take it over. So I'm aware of it. So I'm being careful what I say. Dial it back. But you definitely want to create a personal relationship with your training and not look at it as a job. And this is for anything that you're doing. You need to look at it with a personal relationship. Your goal, whatever your purpose is, it needs to be in alignment with like you and what you're passionate about. Because man, anything outside of that, dude, you're not going to do it. You're not going to stick to it. So it has to be something that's a part of you, part of your life, personal relationship, and you have to do it in a way that's comfortable with you, not the way that everybody else does it, right? And this could be multiple ways: going to the gym for long periods of time every day, maybe breaking it up into smaller workouts, maybe lightweight, high reps, as opposed to heavyweight, low reps, whatever it is. Starting somewhere. But the whole point in the video, though, let me wrap it up, is mainly obvious. I'm going to slide motivation and inspiration um, content in there. as you know what I mean, but I want to also speak about how you can easily become a woman's proxy boyfriend. And this is what I mean by this, and it's something I want to drag out for too long. But basically, modern women, they don't know how to interact with men. They basically become the men that they like and that they're interested in or that they'd want. And that's not attractive to us. So they're trying to find ways to manipulate you into want to be with them while maintaining their ego. They do everything out of ego. They get their jobs for ego, their credentials for ego, degrees for ego. They compete with you for ego. They try to check men, more specifically black men, for ego. So, but see, while hiding behind this ego, they still want a man. So what they'll do is they hope that if enough of them are modern women and you don't have no option of a traditional woman, then you'll settle for the least modern of modern women. And that's not going to work for us. So, with the option of going overseas and with options of saving our money, these women are getting irate. And so, what's happening is, unfortunately, men are being driven by their money. So, and they're trying to get clout. So, the easiest way to get clout is upset, the gender war and upset women or whatever. So they make these panels. You have these panels where they're just allowing women to vent their frustrations online to someone because they have no one. Because when these women post their clips or they post up whatever they're mad at the men that they find attractive about, we're not watching it. We're not watching it. Why would we? That's what women do. They're always looking for something to trigger them. We're not interested in those women. We don't care what they have to say. So what they'll do is they get on these paneled podcasts because they don't have no one else that listens to them that's a male, and those guys become their boyfriend and husbands by proxy. And I talk about this a lot in my older videos, a proxy boyfriend, a proxy husband. This is when a woman doesn't know how to interact with a man. So you as her friend, family member, or whatever, you end up being her man by proxy. So she don't know how to interact with men, but the ones that are stuck around her, dealing with her, you end up being her man by proxy. You'll have family members do this, sisters, cousins, whatever, not calling no one out, just saying like they don't know how to interact with men. So since you're the family member that they got to interact with, they start throwing shade your way. You were just saying something to them and they'll throw some shady comment in there they're trying to check you and tell you about yourself, but that's what they would do to their man, but they don't have no man to do it to. So this is what they do, man. This is why women, instead of having a man, this is what they do, right? They get their own career and their own, boss status and clout online, and then say that men are intimidated by them. Then they'll get a Pookie to come over and clap their cheeks, right? Because they can't get any other man and they still want to get, their cheeks clapped. So they get some bust down dude that ain't, a real man, some kind of male, and she can say that he's a man and complain about him later, but she knows that he ain't worth nothing. Sends him on his way, in the AM before he starts asking for anything or borrowing her car. Then it fuels her even more to complain about men. And then they go out with their girls, hunch on them in clubs and whatever. So this is what the things that they would do if they had a man. See, I watch women. I'm gonna watch. I'm like, oh, so you just found ways to compartmentalize the role of a man, and you've broken it up and figured out how to do it yourself. So they've become the men that they want. They have outsourced the job of a man. That's what we need to frame it as. They've outsourced the job of a boyfriend and a husband. So really, if they get a man, it's only for like some, I hate to say this, but some eye candy type of stuff to make other women jealous. But they've outsourced all the job of a man. When you're with them, they're going out to the club with their girls. They don't want you to say nothing to them about it. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Girls' trips, back blown out. I don't care what they say. Hell, my ex-wife said that her mom needed surgery. Sounds like a girl's trip. You're fired. I fired her ass. Told her don't come back, man. You know what I'm saying? You can get fired in a marriage. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. Going out there. No. They got all kind of code for girls' trips. My mom needs surgery. Yeah. What surgery Heart surgery where the mother is out in 3 days and walking in 5. Absolutely not. She must have thought I was Boo Boo the Fool. Nah, give them the space they need to do what they want to do. And you walk away. I ain't got time for none of that stupid ass shit. And when you see the family is in, cahoots with them, working with them for this weird ass thing that they're doing, you're cooked. You're cooked. Walk away from the whole dumbass situation. You're the man in the situation. You're building things around you. They think that things are built around them. Show them otherwise. Show them better than you can tell them. And with these women out here left over, look, man, I just I keep my female friendships to a minimum, because when you're a male friend, you're just a emotional punching bag. When you're a male in general and you're friends with a woman, she's studying you. You're only friends with her because there's something about you she sees she can get from you, whether it's something in your character that she's looking for in other men and she wants to study it, or she's looking at you as a Russell Wilson, after she's done doing what she wants to do, and she keeps you in her back pocket. So it don't make any sense. And then when you have family members or whatever that are your friends, I mean, those females are just going to tell you and say whatever because they don't have nothing to lose, right? Look, I've been propositioned a few times by some women on TikTok and a few women on Facebook to do panels, and I have to tell them, like, oh, that's cool, I'll do it with you, but I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not debating. I don't get any responses back after I say that. You wanna know why? These women wanted to lure me in so they could tell me about myself, because I told you, look, when people have a problem with you, especially women, they post stuff and it have all kind of undercover shade, what I mean? All kind of little goofy stuff when they're trying to shade somebody that they don't like their personality, but I don't pay no one no attention. I don't watch nobody's stuff. So what they'll do is the narcissism in them, they want to take it into their own hands. Oh, he's not like watching any of my, what I'm saying, subtleties in my videos, throwing shit. Oh, let me get on a panel with them and try to shade. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. A lot of times these women you'll catch, I've caught multiple women that wanted to do this, saying something that was shady in just the messages they were sending to me. I could hear it in their tone. It was something that they said. That's too much. It'd be something like, yeah, well, you know how men think. No, I don't. I am a man. I don't know how men think. And for you as a woman, more than likely a female, to think that you know how all men are, there's something going on there. I don't let nothing. Look, people will always give themselves away. I don't let nothing slide. Nothing. You know what I mean? If I'm talking to a woman and I'm like, yeah, it took me, what I'm saying, a year and a half to heal, and I had to get to myself. And this person that wants to do business with me, she's talking about, oh, it only took me, this is how they'll shade you. Oh, it only took me a few months and I just hung out with my family. The complete opposite of what you're saying. She's already debating with you through the DM communication. Walk away. Pay attention to stuff like that. Why would you be wanting to go on a panel with someone that has a completely different ideology than you, unless you're trying to debate with them? I'm not trying to debate with nobody. And these women don't know any better. They're not trying to do any better. They don't want to be better. So they think that they can just manipulate you into arguing with them. They get off on arguing. Why do you think women argue with women all the time? They get off. A woman's sword, her weapon of choice, is her mouth. They use it in all kind of ways that men don't. All kind of ways. Shit. They'll become, masters, and sucking dick, dude. I mean, shit. We eat a little coochie here and there, but we ain't like masters at it. They become masters at what they do with their mouth. And we're masters at what we do with our hands, right? Whether it's, fisticuffs or building. Women like to make or break with their mouth, and they sharpen this through consistent battling, just like we, guys have to, do combat, whatever sports, or when guys, sparred out or whatever, get it off their chest, the friends with women do that through verbal. We can't stand it. It drives us crazy. It gives a headache. Their screechy voice with all the, it drives us. But to each other, their voices are the same pitch. They can't tell that their voices are screechy. They think that when they're getting louder that they're sounding bassy, and they're not. Not unless they're smoking a ton of Newports or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Black and Miles. Otherwise, women don't know how high their voice is. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really be taking them serious like that. They be jousting with each other all day long. We can't handle that. So what happens is they get tired of jousting each other. They want to joust you, but they can't get a man to joust with. They have no man to do it with. You will always see women that are married carrying themselves better online. Women that are not married will always throw some goofy trauma into whatever they're saying. One of their own traumas will work its way into the conversation, manifest it as some kind of low IQ shade towards all men. You know it's goofy shade whenever they're saying all men. You can't speak on the behalf like that, man. No one can. That's why I say females, women, and ladies. You can't just categorize everybody and generalize like that. But y'all will do that, right? It's low IQ. You're so hurt that you can't even apply logic and intelligence before your emotion. Yeah, we're talking about it today. I'm talking to all of you podcaster females, right? All of y'all qualify for this. Any other content creator that feels like this is resonating with you as a female, even if you're a feminine acting male, you know what I'm saying? This definitely applies to you, okay? And I want you to understand something. Hear me, right? I would never waste my time or my life's energy that God gave me bickering with a broken woman who has not healed and thinks it's okay to get online and project all of her frustrations, irritations, talk over men, and really get off on it to show herself to all the rest of the men in the world to be someone not to date, no one to deal with, and quite frankly, no one to be interacting with. But as long as you feel better on that podcast panel, getting your rocks off, talking about things you shouldn't be. Every time you turn around, these women are not that ugly. Like, they're not that unattractive. Some of them are actually attractive, but they get on there and they start talking, and you're just like, nah, I'm good. But then it's what they talk about. They're going after men that say that women should approach them. Well, that's me. They're talking about men that really take care of themselves, calling, you sassy for, taking care of yourself and your, you know, who you are, your self-esteem. So when people get crazy with you, man or woman, if you have words to say to them, you say them back. You're getting called sassy for it. Oh, that's me. That's what y'all are calling me. So you're basically talking about a certain group, a small group of men. Well, shit, ain't that what they say? They're only going after like 10 to 15% of men, and the rest of the 80 to 85% they don't see. Well, apparently I'm in that small group. The things I say, because I'll say something, and the next one of these podcast panel chicks will say something counter to it the next day. I'm one of the attractive men that they look at, right? And what they would love to do, and what they do to those guys on those panels, is they get men that they may not find like want to be datably attractive, but guys that they would surround themselves wise, network wise, and then bicker with them. These guys are on these panels getting headaches. They be putting their head down. They be like, and these women be sitting there like, they get off on that. Just like you can go to the gym and work out after a long day at work and you recharge. Women don't, I don't care what they say, bro. Women don't recharge from the gym. They don't know what they don't know what it is, because they don't never do really home workouts. They got to be in the gym around dudes. We can work out at home. We can work out in the car. You know what I'm saying? You driving down the road, working on the abs or whatever. We can do whatever we have to do, wherever we have to do it at. We can be somewhere out and about, got a little bit of free time, do some push-ups. Women ain't gonna do that. They don't get dirty, they don't get sweaty. No. They go to the gym for the male gaze. We do it for ourselves. They recharge on other stuff. We recharge on whatever physical activity that we can get. Look at those women on those panels. Look at like Lapeef. I'm not gonna say Anton all the time, because he do be checking them a lot. But sometimes even on Anton's panel, right? And I'm telling you, Lapeef, like I said, when you watch these panels, understand those women are only doing what they're allowed to do. That dude Lapeef is allowing them to do it for views. So what he's doing is trying to trigger you into watching by allowing those women to get wild. That's his show. He doesn't talk enough. That's probably why the views ain't where they need to be. His show, he's not talking. Everybody else talking, and all he says is, hey, let's all calm down. Let's all calm down. Come on, bro. Do better. You trying to trigger grown men with trigger bait content with women that talk over men consistently, and the men they got their hands behind their back like they're getting arrested. They don't say nothing. Just keep letting these women talk over them. spinning, spiraling off the narrative, saying whatever they want to. Because what they do is they go into these tirades and these tangents about whatever they dislike about men. The men they find attractive, they go into these tirades and tangents spun off the topic, right? Using the men in the room or in the panel as proxy boyfriends of theirs and screaming and talking over them like they would do the man they have, and then talking about, oh, all women aren't like y'all describe. Y'all sound like shit. You act like shit. Why? You're talking to your co-stars or your co-hosts like shit. Why would we think that you wouldn't treat your man that way? You sound crazy, but you don't care. As long as you're able to get on a podcast and run your mouth about the men like me that you watch and study, but you can't say nothing to. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it today. You're not allowed to talk, interact, or do anything with the men that you find attractive. So you got to take it out on the men around you. I don't allow for y'all to go on no panels with me. You ask, I say, no, we good. We good. I look at your content and all you want to do is bicker. You're looking for another handsome man that you can try to put in the play. You're not going to check me because, for one, if we were to debate or whatever, I would probably have you crying and everybody would turn on me because of the way that you would not be able to articulate your emotions without coming off emotional. And I would come off cold, but I would come off logical, and facts based, and they would go after me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to even allow for you to even try to dig into my energy like that. I know the framework of what's going on. You're a broke, bitter, broken woman, who's got a bunch of bodies, and you're trying to reframe what dating is. The way that we traditionally like, because you don't want the new modern guys that want you and will deal with all the bodies you have, all the psychological damage you have, and not question any of your girls' trips. No, you want to buck break men that don't want nothing to do with that. Now, why is that? You're consistently going on panels and podcasts talking about a certain select small group of men that don't want you, that you don't qualify for, and you're spending all this time into trying to articulate, without coming off like just a hater, why these guys are wrong and how they're judging. These guys, like myself, are allowed to have a preference and live our lives. You're consistently going after us because we're really the only real resistance, and you're attracted to us. You have DMs full of males that are progressive, that are liberal, that will do all this weird stuff that you're trying to make dating and being in a relationship about, but you don't go with them. You're steady watching, hate watching, evil eyeing men like me, because while you watching us, you're sending energy my way. You're hate watching, sending me evil eye because your stinking ass can't get one of me. So you got to jot down notes and figure out, how can I try to verbally chastise this type of man on a bigger platform using the men that are on the platform as proxies. I'm cooking, man. Listen, for all the males out there, what I just said, you know exactly what I'm saying. You know that's exactly how you feel. I just articulated it for you. Merry Christmas, man. For you females out there, they get online with word salad, spinning stuff, using stuff and vernacular that I brought to the dating space. You don't know nothing. Stop speaking about perspective and projection, and y'all don't know what you're talking about. You're just taking trending terms, and you study the men that use them properly, like me, and then try to regurgitate the same damn things I say. It's disgusting. Get your own stream of thought. Disgusting. Okay, I'm telling you, you don't have it in you. If you're regurgitating what you've heard another man say, of course the men that you're talking to are going to be able to put you in your place. You're not even speaking from a woman's type of perspective. You're speaking, I watch y'all, man. I watch y'all all the time. A lot of y'all regurgitate words and phrases right out of my mouth, just from a woman's point of view and a woman's mouth. That's it. Well, men are used to debating men. That's why y'all keep getting cooked, because you're talking like men, you're speaking like men, you're trying to think like men while being emotional like women. So when you start getting checked, you want to talk over the guy. It don't work like that. You will never see men talking over men, because we know that calm is a gift from God, only reserved for the strong. Sitting there and not running my mouth while you're speaking is a state of calm. Running my mouth every time someone's saying something I don't want to hear is a sign of immaturity, low IQ, low value, and low class. It really is. It really is. I don't care what you have to say. You don't want that male to say what he has to say because you know he's going to probably make a good point and you're not going to be able to really answer it. You're going to move the goalpost and start gaslighting and use a shaming language. Right. That's why I can't watch. I may put up some of these panel podcasts, but I can't deal with them, man. Those women are not being checked. They're platforming a horrible image of women to everybody, more specifically Black women. And I don't believe that representation of these hot-headed Black females is a proper representation of Black women in this country. Therefore, I no longer support it. I'm not supporting it. You can't have Black trash out there and trying to portray it as Black excellence. I don't interact with Black women that act like that. So I don't really believe that you women, you females, I'm sorry, are real. I think y'all are NPCs. I think y'all are playing a character online. I don't believe you. You need more people. I don't believe you weird, funny, talking Black females online, because the Black women I know don't talk nothing like that. And I'm going to end it on that. Huge difference between a Black female and a Black woman, just like the difference between a woman and a female, right? All right. So smash that like button, go ahead and subscribe. Happy holidays, y'all. But I had to get on here. It's been weighing on me for a couple of days because I've been getting a lot of DMs. And I don't think these women think that we're smart enough to detect their malice in the way that they move and the way that they speak. We can definitely detect it. And we're no longer dealing with y'all at all. You know what I'm saying? And we're only dealing with the ones that have the right attitudes, the right energy. We don't have to justify to you why we're moving away, why we don't want to be around you. You're just going to come up with whatever you want to in your psychosis, messed up brain anyway. You're going to come up with any kind of random scenario, justify it to yourself with no proof or data or anything or observation over time, just whatever, and call it intuition. We can't listen to you anyway. You're crazy as hell. You're insane. Literal definition of it. Y'all would rather study the men you like and then have a bunch of nonsense to say about them online, you know, instead of you studying them if you need to study and trying to figure out how to get them. You just get online and whine about it like that's going to change something. Completely insane. But you got to smash the like button, subscribe, drop a comment. Do you agree or disagree? Got a lot of women in the comment section here lately going off and doing what you do to make yourselves feel better. As you can see, I hit the like and the heart because I don't know y'all. And your opinions do not affect me like that. I'm not going to explain nothing to you, right? I'm not a woman over here using a bunch of terminologies like people pleasing without really knowing what it means. Just saying it because it seems like it sounds good in the moment, right? Y'all love using that terminology. Don't even know what it means. Never using it right. Just be saying stuff. Again, it's over. We know that your weapon of choice is your mouth. Therefore, what comes out of your mouth will not be listened to, and we're just going to watch how you move. Do you understand? The only thing that comes out of your mouth, we're going to observe it and study it, but not listen to it. We're not. Do you understand that? Okay. So you have to find a way to rebrand this crappy, horrible, disgusting mouth weapon that you just run around using with no kind of muzzling it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If that's where y'all are going to move, then we're just going to get away from y'all and don't think that I'm gonna be tricked into business or interacting with a woman that just wants to check men that she finds attractive. Never going to happen. Anyway, I'm your brother and I love you and I'm out.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.